What is going on, guys? Andrew here, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I don't think it's my first, but I just want to share with you guys my experience at Dr. Joe Dispenza's week-long advanced retreat in San Diego. And guys, I gotta show you something. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow, beautiful. But that's not the point. I just want to share with you guys what I learned at this week-long, and hopefully it adds value to those who want to go in future events. So if you guys are ready, stay tuned because we're gonna sit down real quick. Yeah. All right, Ashley was perfect. So I was gonna cut the video out, but now we'll see what happens. But all right, listen, for all you guys that don't know who Dr. Joe Dispenza is, he is a researcher in neuroscience, quantum physics, and epigenetics, I believe. And all you really need to know is that this guy has a passion for internal transformation and change. I think that is his overall way of seeing his work. He's sort of like a self-love guru, building a healthy relationship with yourself, becoming aware of your thoughts, and he basically teaches meditation too. And I'm gonna go deeper into the rabbit hole later, but as of right now, that's all you really need to know about Dr. Joe Dispenza, is that this guy has a passion for transformation and change internally. And wow, what a journey this is, because it's already been a week and a half since the event has been already over, and I can tell you guys that what I've learned and what I experienced after the event, I mean, you notice small subtle changes. It's not really big changes. For me personally, this event was more of overcoming me. It was more of battling the past self, basically. And I'll go deeper into that as we get on to the videos. But as you guys can see, I got my notes. It's funny because yesterday I did a recording on this exact thing, and last night I just got this download of ideas, the way it advanced the mind, and I was just like, I need to start over my whole video and try to like formulate this in a way that's gonna be, it's gonna in a way help other people understand or how they interpret this information in a way. So what did I learn at Dr. Joe Dispenza's 7-day advanced retreat? Man, well, what I learned so far, well, the whole week was a battle, but for most people, I'd say that the first few days of the retreat it's just mostly us overcoming ourselves. You know, Dr. Joe talks about like breaking the energetic bonds between you and your past reality, and you're calling energy back to you so you can build your own electromagnetic energy or something like that. And the first few days, it was just us overcoming us. Not a lot was happening. I mean, you would hear a couple people have their breakthroughs, and if you guys, man, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I'm gonna let you guys, if you guys ever plan on going to a advanced retreat, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Like, you will hear people have their moment. You're gonna have so many people, you're gonna see so many people or hear them have their moment. But it's usually when most people break through is usually like the 5th day, I believe, 5th, 6th, and 7th day. You know, I was thinking those are the days of the coherence healing, I believe. And yeah, like the first few days, the first 4 days, it's just about us overcoming us, and then the last 3 days, it's about like that's whenever we have the major breakthroughs. But for me, for me personally, it was I just had a lot of struggle with opening up my heart, and because Dr. Joe talks about heart coherence and brain coherence, that's the formula that he teaches, and he goes so deep in the rabbit hole about that stuff. And here, I just want to share with you guys my experience and what I experienced over there. And you know, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I think that everybody's experience is different. This is my first advanced retreat. This is not going to be my last either. I know that for future events he's gonna do some youth stuff, so because I'm 22, but whatever. But wow. So what did I learn from this whole advanced retreat? So I'm gonna give you guys 3 things that I took away from this whole retreat. And The first thing is that we're learning how to get beyond ourselves. I've been doing his work for 2 years now, and I always thought like I knew how I was getting beyond myself, but truly whenever I was at this retreat, it was more so of like really deepening your understanding of what that really means of getting beyond yourself. And man, I think during this whole retreat, learning how to get, like, I had good meditations, but the ones that I remember the most are the ones that where I sat in the fire. That was like the most, like, that's all I really remember is just sitting in the fire. You know, whether it was doing the sitting meditation or the walking meditation and even the coherence meditation, it was definitely, it was me overcoming me a lot and learning how to get beyond myself and just learning the process of what it really means. And yeah, and the second thing that I learned is that we're also learning about the river of change, like crossing the river of change. And I thought I knew what that means, but whenever you show up for yourself every single day, when you show up for yourself, the 6 a.m. meditation, the afternoon meditation, evening meditation, you just keep showing up, and you really start to have your old self come up in ways that are like, you could have sworn you dealt with them way back then, but now they come up even bigger, even stronger, and it's just like, it's like you have to sit through all that, you know what I mean? And learning how to disinvest your energy out of that old self and really finding the present moment, because that's the work, right? We're finding the present moment and breaking the energetic bonds between our past reality and our old personality in a way. And crossing the river of change, it's unbelievable, you know? I thought I understood it good, but this takes it to a whole nother level, you know? And it's still a process I'm still learning and I'm still growing in, because after the event I'm still learning how to get beyond myself and learning what it really means to get into the river of change. And the third thing that I learned at this event was that you start to have a deeper understanding of what this work actually means. You have a expanded version of learning this work. Now, like, when I read the book again or I go back to the intensive or progressive workshops, I always relearn. I'm always getting new things, like things I didn't catch before. And I guess it's because you're becoming more present, and you're rewiring your brain. Like when there's a in the Becoming Supernatural book, I think it's on chapter 11 on the time-space chapter or something like that. Dr. Joe talks about 3 things that happen to you whenever when you connect to this field. One of them is that you experience more oneness and wholeness, because its signature of the unified field is oneness and wholeness, and you start to behave like it. You start to become one as it. The other thing is that you start to, forgot the other one, but the third one, I know that the third one is that you start to hear information and you start to read information differently, because you didn't have the circuits in place to perceive what you already had in store, I guess. I'm still trying to learn this information all over again, and I'm not trying to punch way too high, because like ever since the event, like I had to relearn everything again. It's just like unbelievable. Dr. Jill was so right about like the unlearning and relearning, and it's like every time you keep doing the meditation, it's like you understand life so differently. Your point of view changes, your perception on how things work in life, it's completely changed. And it just like, it's definitely a process, right? Like it's something that we're all going through, we're all learning whenever you go to these events, retreats or whatever. But yeah, those were like one of the main 3 things that really stood out to me. I know that I'm gonna try to do my best at being descriptive as I can, because I'm still working on that, you know? I feel like that I deal with a lot of imposter syndrome, and I'm learning how to like overcome that part of myself, right? And to really honor it and to acknowledge it and to really like have compassion towards it, because you know it's part of me, right? And how you treat yourself is how you treat others. And so it's crazy, right? Like how I see myself now is so differently than how I used to. Like how I used to approach things was very unhealthy. It was just I was in my old mindset, and I thought that the way that I used to do things was the best way, and it's like the divine slips its little positive seeds and saying like, hey, you don't have to keep going this way. You could always, you know, try a little mixture or fuse these two elements together and see where that takes you, you know? And like, I love going out and doing things and, you know, always trying to achieve and everything like that. But the divine is all like, hey, you should try this out. Like, try being present, and you can still be flexible and do all those things, but just try being present with it more, you know, or be a little bit more compassionate. And I think the biggest change that I've realized within myself is that, you know, I stopped being judgmental towards myself. I started being hard on myself, and it's still work in progress, because like, ever since I bought a one-way ticket here to San Diego, I had moments where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm running low out of money. Where am I gonna stay? I only have a few days left at the Hyatt Hotel. Yeah, currently I'm in the Hyatt Hotel still after the event, and it's like, those are the emotions that are stopping me. Like, I can't take these emotions and those thinking patterns into my future, right? Like, I have to overcome them in the moment while, you know, I'm in the midst of all this transformation, you know? And man, it's crazy, because like, I have the opportunity to go back to, you know, Texas or whatever, but I want to learn how to trust in the unknown, you know? I want to create something out of nothing. That was one of my intentions for coming to this event, is to create something out of nothing. Well, two things I came here for was that I wanted to have the mystical experience and to create something out of nothing. I didn't get the mystical experience, but Dr. Joe talks about that the divine knows the best timing, and your timing is, you have to basically get out your own way in a way. So yeah, it's definitely a work in progress of learning how to, you know, do things. But during the advanced retreat also, like, oh my gosh, I'm going all over the place, but hey, stick with me, bro, stick with me. So during the advanced retreat, just notice that, being a little bit repetitive, but just know the first few days you're just gonna be going through a lot of overcoming, and then the last 3-4 days later you're gonna start seeing a lot of breakthroughs. And one of the most craziest things that you'll experience there is that people will literally start screaming. And I probably said that, I don't even know, I'm just going with the flow right now, and I had all these notes, and for some reason I wanted it structured, and now I just like, I don't even care about it being structured. I had the ideas that came to me, they were a lot advanced, and man, it's just so much, you know, so much to learn during this work. And the best thing that I could give to you guys is to like show up for yourself for each meditation. When you're at these retreats, show up with an open mind, show up as the embodiment of abundance. Be kind to yourself whenever you do this work too. Like, there was moments in my meditations where I was just not loving to myself. I was just like, I was dealing with a lot of unworthiness. Why haven't I had my experience? I've been doing this work for like my entitlement, right? And those were the things that I had to overcome, and I could have sworn I had overcome them, but I now truly understand that there are layers to this stuff. It's sort of like having a clown come into your castle and he's auditioning for your attention, and you keep telling him, okay, like, I've been doing the same thing over and over again, get out, but he keeps coming back and keeps auditioning for your attention. And eventually you just gotta keep disinvesting your energy out of that and just allow it to like spiral out of your life naturally, right? You don't want to just keep like, I don't know, like you don't want to keep reinforcing the pattern over and over again. And so it's a lot of like that, you know, you keep overcoming yourself, you keep learning more about yourself, and in the process you start to love yourself more a little bit, you know? Like, I noticed that my heart starts to speak to me. Whenever you place your attention on your heart literally speaks to you. I don't know how else to describe, but it's crystal clear that my heart is trying to find out its way to like speak to me. And I'd get thoughts like, hey, like, you should be kind to yourself a little bit more, you should be more loving to yourself, like, make a decision now to like stop beating yourself up, you know, because you know you want to go this direction in life, but the way you're approaching it is just so unhealthy and so toxic that like you're doing it matter to matter, you know. And it's definitely a lot of learning going on during these events, you know, like in the midst of everything you're learning a lot, and you're taking the time to integrate this. Like, I think that I should have like recorded a lot of my experience down, but I was trying to be fully in the experience and not like trying to record or trying to do any of that stuff or write down anything. I just wanted to be fully there. And now that I learned, you know, it's definitely a learning curve for me personally. Just learning how to get beyond yourself and learning how to cross the river of change and learning what this work really means, you know. And I really respect that, you know. Like I tried to do my best not to like I'm trying to be more humble. It does make you more humble in a way, because like I fully don't understand the work yet, you know. And coming from my own personal experience, you know, I want to just share it to the best of my ability to those who want to go to these advanced retreats. Like, you will learn a lot about yourself during these retreats. I didn't have a mystical experience, although that I came there for it. I didn't have it, but I know that what needed to show up, right? Like, I remember this, I wasn't even supposed to be in San Diego. I wanted to go to the one in Texas, which was going to be in October of 2022, but I kept getting signs that like, hey, you should be at this event, you should be at this event. Like, the two biggest signs that I got for coming to this event whenever I was at work, one of the synchronicities I got was that I was working and I seen this lady that had her shirt that said San Diego. And, you know, wasn't thinking much of it, but it was pretty interesting because I know Dr. Joe was doing a advanced retreat in San Diego. And I remember I was scrolling through social media and I would see friends that would be in San Diego, and I'd be like, haha, like, that's pretty funny. And then the biggest aha moment for me was whenever my sister and my stepdad were talking. I was like a little bit overhearing them, but my sister mentioned San Diego, and I was just like, all right, like, the divine wants me to go to San Diego. And so I bought the ticket there, and here I am. Like, I bought a one-way ticket here, and my goal is to create something out of nothing and see where that takes me, you know. If I don't create anything out of nothing, that means it's just that I'm not that good yet, you know. I'm just not that good yet, but it's not gonna stop me, you know. My personality is adventurous and boldness, and so I'm just gonna take it, you know. I'm gonna take this leap of faith and just trust in the unknown and see where it takes me, right? Like, even though I'm low on money, I'm about to have to stay in a hostel. I have no idea where I'm gonna work or how I'm gonna like sustain my money, but it'd be interesting to see where this takes me, right? As I'm recording this stuff, and I don't know. We're just gonna see where it goes, right? And yeah, so far that's all. I mean, the summary of it all, to summarize all of this, man, is that you're gonna learn a lot about yourself. Like, I'm 22 years old. I was expecting to have like the most profound, mystical, enlightening experience, but sadly that wasn't the case. Like, you will learn about yourself a lot and how you approach things. Like, your mindset definitely changes when you come to these events or when you leave these events, because you're not the same person who you used to be before. And Dr. Joe talks about, like, we have proof and research that you can change your brain's physiology. You could change it. Your brain looks like it has changed within 7 days or something like that. And it's insane what Dr. Joe is doing, right? But yeah. Wow, what a journey this has been, right? And I know that this video probably, I've been kind of all over the place, you know. I'm still learning how to be more grounded, and I hope this like adds value into someone's life, you know, because like, I'm doing my best to try to articulate my thoughts in a cohesive manner, and I hope that people take it in a way that is like, because, you know, it's important, you know, how people watch, like, people would watch videos and how they take it in. Like, it's like, I want to be very careful, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to be authentic, because I know this video is not going to be for everyone. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think that's all I really got to say about this advanced retreat. I know that this is not going to be my last one, but we'll see where this journey takes me, right? And I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this one-way ticket thing and see how this all folds out, you know? If I could really do it, man, like, bye-bye United States, here I come Southeast Asia, you know, go to Bali or something, create something out of nothing over there, right? And so, we'll see how this thing goes, you know? I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm completely in the unknown. I have family that are like hours away, so yeah, I'm totally in the unknown. and tomorrow's my last day at the Hyatt, so we'll see how this goes, you know? Trust in the universe and see where this takes us. But yeah, I hope this brought value in some type of way, and I hope that, you know, if you're thinking about going to a Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat, definitely take the opportunity to go. I heard that these advanced retreats were super hard to get into. For me personally, I already felt like I already had a spot here, and so you'll know when it's your time. So I hope this brought value, like I said, and yeah, hope you guys see you in the next video on my experience on the one-way ticket. So see you later.